Welcome back to this video tutorial. We can discuss about the second method of cache mapping here, that is about this associative mapping technique. Before starting this topic, we can consider the disadvantages of our previous method of cache mapping, that is the disadvantages of direct mapping. So this is the principles that we want to follow while performing this direct mapping technique. That means for transferring a particular memory block to a particular cache line, we need to follow this rule. We can place a particular block anywhere inside this cache memory. We need to follow this rule. That means the cache line number is fixed for placing particular main memory blocks, right? So consider one situation. The processor is requesting one memory word. From this information, the least 2 bit for the block offset, next 2 for the line number field, next 2 for the tag field. So we want to go to line number 0 first. Here we have already one block loaded here with tag value 00. Now we want to check whether this tag field value comes in match with the tag field value of our requested memory word. Here exists no match. That indicate this is a cache miss situation, right? In this case, what we want to do next, we want to place this block back to its original location in our main memory, and after that we need to make after replacing back into its original position. Now here we have space for placing our memory block in which the requested word is present, right? The requested word is present in a memory block. That block address is the 0100. That actually indicating block number 4. Now we can transfer that block to this line number 0. Then set the tag value like this, and which word among these 4 words is requesting this the memory word with this particular address is requesting now by this processor. So this one is actually word number 90. So transferring that particular word to processor. So consider this situation. Here we have vacant space in line number 1 as well as in line number 3. But while following this direct mapping technique, we can't utilize this vacant space available here, right? We need to follow this particular rule. That means each and every block must be mapped into a particular line of our cache only. We can't space anywhere in this cache memory. We can map each of this memory block to a particular cache line because we need to follow this rule. That makes certain problems here. Actually, here we have vacant space. By following this particular rule, we can't utilize this space, free space available here. So that we need to transfer the block available here in this particular line first to its original main memory location, then make a room here for holding the requesting memory block. So this is the main disadvantage of our direct mapping. Here we have vacant space, but we can't utilize that space in order to perform this direct mapping, right? In order to avoid this problem associating with this direct mapping, we have another method of cache mapping, that is this associative mapping technique, which is more flexible while comparing with our direct mapping technique, in which the basic principle is any of the memory block can be placed anywhere in this cache line if free space is available there. We don't want to map this block to a particular line only. We can space anywhere in this cache memory, anywhere in this cache line if free space is available here. Okay, so we don't want to consider any particular line only here. Okay, so the generated address is So generated address is divided into two parts, like block offset part and this tag or block number part. Okay, we don't want to specifically consider the line number here, because here we have the provision to place this main memory block to anywhere in this cache line. Only one condition is we need a free space there. Okay, so we need to consider these two parts of our given memory word address. So based on this particular example, total 64 words are there. So the generated memory word addresses always with 6-bit. So that 6-bit can be divided into 2-bit block offset number and 4-bit tag or block number field. How it possible? Because in each of these block we have 4 different words. For addressing each of these 4 words uniquely, we need a minimum of 2 bits. Using that 2 bits, we can address 00, 01, 10 and 11. Okay, so consider another block. Here also we have 4 memory words. We can address each of these words uniquely like 00, 01, 10, 11. Right, so we need a minimum of 2 bits in order to address each of these words inside a block uniquely. So this block offset part is 2 bits. The least 2 bits for the block offset part. The remaining 4 bits for this tag field or block number part. Okay, so consider one example. The processor is generating an address like this. The 2 least bit for the block offset part. The remaining 4 bit for the tag field value or the block number itself. Now we need to check whether that particular block is available here in this cache memory. Here we have no restriction. We can check anywhere in this cache line whether this particular requested word is available or not. For checking that, we need to consider this tag field value match. Here all the tag field values associating with this cache lines are empty now. Right? All the tag field values are empty here. So there exists no match with the tag field value of our generated address information. So this actually indicates a cache miss. Then what we want to do next, we need to transfer the requested block to the cache memory first. So this is the block number. The tag field value is actually the block number itself. So transfer which block? This is actually block number 4. Transfer that block to anywhere inside. So here we can follow one order, that is from top to bottom. So placed here in line number 0. Then update the tag field value of our line number 0 with the block number of this loaded block. After that, which word is the processor is requesting now? The 1/1th word. This is the 00th word, 01, 10 and 11. So this W19, word 19 is transferred to processor. Right? Consider another example. Suppose this is the current status of our memory system. Then processor generate another address like this. So from this, the least 2 bit for the block offset part, remaining for the tag field value. Right. Now we need to check whether this tag field value is matched with any of this cache line tag field value. Is there exist any match? No, this field is not matching with this tag value, and all other tag field values are empty here. So this again indicate a cache miss. So what we want to do next? We want to transfer this particular block from main memory to anywhere in this cache line if there exists a vacant space. So which block is this? This one actually indicate block number 12. So transfer to the next free space. Okay, after that update the tag field value like this. From this particular block, which one is requesting by the processor? This particular 00th word is requesting by the processor. That is this word 48. That is transferred to the processor. Okay. Next, one more example. Now the processor is requesting a particular memory word with this address. Okay. So from this, the block offset value is 0, 1. The tag field value is 1, 1, 0, 0. So using this, we need to check whether exists a tag match with the tag field of this cache lines. Here exists no match with the tag field value of this requested memory word address. So go for the next tag line. But here exists a match. Right? Here exists a match with this tag field value and with the tag field value of this line number 1. Okay. This one actually indicate a cache hit. Right? So which memory word from this particular block is requesting by the processor now? The 0-1th block. What is it? This one is 0, 0. This one is 0, 1. So this particular word is transferred to the processor next. Okay, consider one more example. The processor is requesting this particular memory word. But the current status of our cache memory is like this. That means the cache memory is completely filled with different memory blocks now. Okay, and the processor is requesting a memory word like this. So identify the block offset part. This is the least 2-bit and the remaining part for the tag field value. Now check whether this tag field match exists or not. Here this tag field value is matched with this one. No, here exists no match. Again go for the matching of this field with the next tag field value. Here also it does not shows any match. And also anywhere in this tag field value, this particular tag field value does not shows any match. Right? So what we want to do? In that case, we want to make a room here anywhere in this cache memory in order to load a new block from the main memory. Okay, so we need to make certain space here. Okay, and the most common method is we can remove the least recently used block from the cache memory and make a space here in this cache memory. Okay, remove least recently used block from the cache memory and make free space. Suppose this one is the least recently used memory block. So this one actually indicate a cache miss. So suppose this one is the least recently used cache block. So we can transfer this particular block back to its original position and make a room here. Okay. So after that we can transfer one block, the requested block from main memory to that particular location. After that, the 0th word, that is this word 20, is transferred to the processor. Before that, we need to update this tag field value. After that, we can transfer the requested word to the processor. So this is the usual case of associative mapping. This is more flexible way of performing cache mapping. Okay. Thank you.